Ladies and gentlemen, PSG is bringing football back, and I'm fucking here for it, mate. Now, PSG has always been on the receiving end of a lot of hate from us football fans over the years, mainly because of the fact that they have money, which, I don't know, somehow makes it valid for them to receive hate. Or I guess I should say, instead of hate, I guess they were more of a laughing stock as people saw them spend this much money throughout the season, throughout the years, and they had never really had much success in winning the Champions League. But this season, I'm telling you, they're different. And as an Arsenal fan, the fact that they're different this season pisses me off. But as a football fan, I can't even hate because they're an absolute joy to watch. The only absolute frauds in their team are Donnarumma and Marquinhos. You see these guys, yeah? These guys. I don't know how these two players have somehow gotten away with being called world class for the past like 5 fucking seasons. I don't think I've ever seen them drop a good performance. Ever. Marquinhos has got Pancho just holding his hand. And Donnarumma, maybe I just hate him, I don't know. But from recent memory, I don't think I've ever seen him make an actual save. But now onto the good parts of their team. You see their fullbacks here, Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. Absolutely world class. They're both physical, fast, strong, and they both have very, very high football IQ, which I feel like goes under the radar a lot. You know, if you watch PSG play, you'll see a lot of the runs that they make open up PSG's attack. But what they do can't be done without their midfield. Their midfield is an absolute joke. João Neves and Vitinha, what a duo. Especially Vitinha. I mean, this Vitinha guy, he could get the ball at any angle, in any pocket, wherever, and he'll never lose. But even on the off chance that he does lose it, João Neves is always there. This is so crucial, and this is why I feel like PSG this season are just a whole completely different beast to previous seasons. Because Luis Enrique has found a way to really utilize every single player properly, instead of just relying on individual brilliance like they did in previous seasons from players such as, for example, Neymar or Mbappe. You see, the way that defense, especially the fullbacks and the midfield, work together to create chances is unreal. You'll see Vitinha and João Neves drop so deep to get the ball, to invite more pressure onto them and onto the defensive back line, which opens up more space behind them. And in that space that they create, they really utilize the pace of Nuno Mendes and Hakimi, who are very, very quickly able to just break into that space that they create, and 1-2 passes and they're out. And you'll see this so many times. For example, I believe it was one of the goals against Aston Villa in the second leg. They do this exact play. And not only do they help get out, they score a lot of goals. I believe Hakimi has 20 GA, which as a right back is insane. And the thing is, this also leads into what I said earlier about Luis Enrique being able to use the players in the best way possible. He knows how fast his fullbacks are, and he knows how good they are at, you know, covering ground, which if you watch them, it doesn't really sound like something that is an attribute, but Nuno Mendes and Hakimi cover so much ground. And because of that, Luis Enrique has given them the freedom to just move forward however they want, and it's paid off. You know, they realistically only got through Aston Villa because of the 2 goals from Nuno Mendes and Hakimi. But I'm going to go back to Vitinha for a second. I don't remember the last time I've seen a player in a team control the game like he does. I'd say in the modern game, I'd say only PSG really comes close. But even then, I feel like the grip that Vitinha has on every single PSG game, the amount he gets the ball, the amount he just dictates the play is unreal. And that is only possible with a world-class midfielder, which I believe he is. I'd even say he is definitely top 5 central midfielders in the world at the moment. And he's just got this aura about him that he knows what he's doing and he knows how good he is. And that is why he's able to dictate the play so much in every match. He never loses confidence. PSG just as a team in general just have this swagger about them this season that I'm really enjoying. And they play with such confidence. Like, they went to Anfield 1-0 down. Nobody really gave them a chance, but they went and they scored the goal early, and they looked like the much better team over the 2 legs. And they got the result that they deserved. So I feel like because of that, this season I feel like is the best chance since probably 2020, where they got to the final, to actually win the whole competition. But I've said all that, and I haven't even mentioned the best part of their team, in my opinion: the attack. The attack is ridiculous. Definitely my favourite front 3 in football. They've got, you know, Dembele, Barcola, 2 unreal wingers. They've got Ramos on the bench if they need that. If they just need someone to put crosses into the box for. And they've got their 2 absolute stars, Kvaratskhelia and Doué. You see these two players, yeah? These are the type of players that they cure your depression, bro. You see this Doué guy, I don't even know where the fuck he came from. He's just Neymar reincarnated, bro. He's at PSG. He's wearing Neymar's old signature boots. He's got that swagger about him. He knows he's the guy. And Kvaratskhelia. This guy, I've been glazing him for like the past 3 seasons, bro. I take the title of the #1 Kvaratskhelia glazer. You know what? And no one can take that title from me. I don't know if that's something that I should say that proudly. At the end of the day, he is another man, but nah, fuck that. For him, it's worth it, bro. Since he's joined PSG, he's completely transformed this team. Just his style of play is just so easy on the eye and nice to watch. He just got a way of gliding with the ball, running at players. His shooting is very underrated. But it's not even that. He's just creative. He does so much for the team. You know, you'll see him in games drop really, really deep for the ball. And him and either Dembele or Barcola or Doué or whoever's, or even sometimes Vitinha, they'll just link up, pass the ball around, and they'll create space. And I feel like he has really been the catalyst for this change of style in PSG, because I feel like he's added something completely new to their team, which is a player that can roam around both sides of the pitch, stay in the center, drop deep, get the ball, and he's a player that can just create things on his own, sort of the way that Mbappe used to create play for PSG. But I feel like Mbappe did it in a much more one-dimensional way compared to Kvaratskhelia, because I feel like Mbappe was don't get me wrong, he was absolutely deadly in front of goal and in the attacking, but he didn't drop deep and he didn't collect the ball like Kvaratskhelia does and sort of try to build play on his own, which is why I think that he does offer something completely new to PSG. Now maybe I'm just giving him all the credit because I'm a big fan of him and the way he plays, but that's just the way I see it. But I haven't even properly got on to Doué. See this Doué guy, him versus Yamal is going to be a generational battle, because what he did against Aston Villa, his first goal against them, absolute joke. But it's not even that. If you just see the way he plays with a freedom, a joy, a sort of carefreeness that a lot of players, especially in England, really don't have. Which is why I can't lie, I genuinely like watching PSG. I don't remember the last time I've been this excited when I know that a team that I'm not even supporting is playing. And it is mainly because of Doué and Kvaratskhelia. You know, those two are just an absolute joy to watch. You know, PSG throughout history has been on the receiving end of some of the most unlucky, undeserved results in football. You know, you've got obviously the comeback against Madrid in 2022. They were on the receiving end of that. You've got the loss in the final to Bayern in 2020. You've got the comeback loss to Man United in 2019. The comeback loss to Barcelona in 2017, which is probably the best comeback in football. So yeah, if you go back over the years, they definitely do have a dark history in the Champions League. Now that I've said it out loud, it is a lot worse than I originally thought. These guys are the scapegoats for every team to get at least one good comeback in the whole Champions League. How you let Man United come back against you? Man United. But at the end of the day, that's just my opinion, innit? So if you guys agree, feel free to let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, man. Smash that like button. You know, destroy that like button. If this video gets 1,000,000 likes, I will fly to Paris for the second leg. Nah, I'm trolling. Anyway, guys, in a bit.